So how into Lord of the Rings lore are you?
I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. Not the huge. What's the right word here? Not the biggest fan, I guess. But I love the movies though.
So I think we're in the same boat.
Yeah, I think so.
We're fans, but we're not
Casual
super fans.
viewers, like I'm not huge into Lord of the Rings lore, but I like you could turn it on though. But yeah, let's watch it. Like I love
Yes,
Lord of the
and
Rings
you know what's
movies.
going on. Yeah,
Yeah, and I love the movies. I mean, I'd be at the premiere tomorrow if a new movie came out.
absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely.
but
Okay,
yeah,
so we're in the
not
same boat.
can't really say I've read many of the books though. Like I took the AR
I read
test and
them, so this is a bad take. Like I know it's a bad take, but I read them when I was in middle school, and I
okay.
just could not get through them. I watched the movies first when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger, and I thought, "Wow, these are incredible! I got to read the books." Everyone says the books are better.
Mm-hmm.
Read the books. I didn't like it as much. I
Yeah,
think I like the movies better, and that's rare. Normally, the
no,
books are
yeah,
better than the movies,
I
but
can't blame you
and
there.
I think for a lot of people they are, but for me,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more into the movies.
Yeah, no, I can't say I blame you. I mean, I took a AR test in junior high after watching the movie, so
AR
didn't go
test.
too well. Had to give it a shot.
We've all done that.
Yeah, I'll take the 70 points.
Well, how have you liked the show so far? I guess we'll give our final ratings for the first two episodes at the end of it. But
Okay.
are you enjoying it?
Uh, man, I'll be honest with you. I wanted to like the show. I came in. I'm excited for the show. I was excited for the show. Let me say that. I was super excited for the
Oh,
show. It's the most expensive show ever, and it's Lord of the Rings. I enjoy Lord of the Rings. Like I said, I'm not a super fan, but I about halfway through episode one, I was like, man, I don't know if I can make it through this show. This show is dragging to me. And I hate to say it, I'm not, I hate to just rip shows, but I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Episode one, drag. The dialogue was kind of cheesy. The I couldn't really connect with many of the characters. I mean, there's a couple of them,
yeah.
but it was like there's so many of them. They're just bouncing around place to place to place. I'm like, who's this? Who's this? And so they just kept bouncing around, and I kept waiting for something to happen. And yeah,
Nothing happened,
and yeah.
dude.
So like if
I'm right there with you.
I really considered walking out after episode one. Walking out of my room, that is. But yeah, no. uh, so I forced myself to watch episode two, and it was a lot more enjoyable. It was some action, a little more than episode one. Episode one, I guess, was just pure introduction, which I guess is why they released the first two. Probably that would make sense. I guess release them
Hmm.
together because they know episode one's kind of a slow pace. And it was better, more enjoyable to me. I liked watching it. I thought it was a good show. Like if every episode was like episode two, yeah, maybe I'll watch it. But that combined with episode one, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it through this show. I'll be honest, I'm struggling here. It's like a flip of
Dude,
the coin. Should I watch episode three or not?
I'm with you. That first episode, I was like, ugh. The second episode, I thought was much more enjoyable. The first episode, I guess we'll just talk about it real quick. It's really slow to me, and it made me realize how much I prefer movies to shows.
Yeah, well, and that's what
I
it made me
just,
remember. I was like, I like Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings, but I know there are some like really slow, boring parts in the movies, like because they're
Mhm.
so long. Like there are parts in the where I'm like, so that was kind of my thought. That's why I gave it another shot with episode two.
uh-huh.
I was like, I know there are some boring parts in Lord of the Rings, so I'm not gonna, I know it happens. So or that
Uh-huh.
happens where there's slow parts. So
But
maybe it'll get
that
better.
first episode, like you said, nothing happens. There's no story arc.
Exactly.
There's no rising and falling action. There's no even call to adventure. It's just these
Exactly.
people.
It's like try to remember this name.
Yeah,
It's like basically
exactly.
one.
Man, and it starts with Galadriel, and she's just a bad leader.
I'm
And
with you,
it's like
man.
I'm interested to see if her arc is to become a good leader, or if they're just going to leave her at that. Like, is that going to be
Yeah, because
who
I
she
didn't
is?
realize that the two main characters in this show were that they were going to be people that were in Lord of the Rings. I didn't realize that when
Yeah,
going in.
yeah, I
So
didn't know either.
I didn't know that. I just thought it was going to be random people. So that was cool. But like you're saying
Yeah,
though, it's kind of hard to I don't know, kind of hard to connect with her. Just kind of hard to pull
yeah,
for her because like she's just
she's
not really
odd.
likable.
Yeah, she's not likable at all right now,
Just some weird stuff happening to her that I really don't know what the heck's going
dude.
on.
So yeah, they're sending her to elf heaven, and they're
Yeah.
like early
Okay.
retirement. They're like, I don't want to deal with you anymore.
Well, that helps
And
because I
she's
didn't
like, all
know.
right, I'll reluctantly accept that.
Yeah.
And then she's on the boat going to elf heaven, and elf heaven looks like elf hell. It looks just
Yeah. It's
terrifying.
pretty disturbing.
Like the way they shot it, it was like, no, don't go
Well,
there.
and they all
Like
look like
nothing looked. For a
they
moment, I was like, did they trick her? Is something wrong? And then all the other elves get swallowed up into heaven, and she's just
yeah.
left floating in the ocean. And I'm like,
Well, and that
what
was
was
just
that?
I don't know. That was kind of a weird scene, man. Because like when like they tried to take her, whatever she had, I can't remember, but she was like just
She had a
kept on.
dagger.
Yeah, she just kept on
She's
holding it.
holding it. It's
I'm gonna
supposed to
take this.
symbolize like I'm not ready to go to heaven yet. I still need to
I need to
be
take this.
here.
I need to take this dagger with me to heaven, before I go.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it what it looks like.
And
But
they all start singing, and then she's like, "Whoa, what's happening?" I'm like, "Are you
okay,
not are you not a part of the elves? Like, why are they singing and
yeah,
you're not
exactly. She
singing?
seemed like
Like,
she didn't really vibe with
they
them or
know."
even know what the heck was going
Yeah,
on. Yeah, which I was with her. I didn't know what the heck was going on either. I'll be honest. But
I know.
so
That's what I'm saying. Like that whole scene just did not work for me.
yeah,
I was
so
like, I don't know
ha-
what you're trying to
wait,
tell
how did
us.
we get here? What's going on?
And it's like when she jumped off the boat, I think it was supposed to be like she's sacrificing heaven to save Middle Earth. But to me, I
Yeah,
was like, she didn't look like she was sacrificing at
no,
all.
she
Like
wasn't
I
ready
would
for
not
it.
want to go to the light. Like don't
Yeah,
go to the
don't do
light.
it. Stay away from the light.
It was
It's
exactly
like, uh,
no. I mean, I was like,
but
what is that? Was so weird.
yeah, it was. I'm with you because like well, that helps clarify because I really didn't know what the heck was going on. So I appreciate you kind of putting input on
Yeah.
that. So I
If you
kind
got
of
any more questions, I
whenever
can
I
do my
saw them
best to answer.
all on the boat, like lined up with armor, I was like, okay, about to go into some battle. About to see some action. Like, nope, about to just sail across the sea into the light.
No, no. You know, at the end of the Lord of the Rings, they all go
Yeah,
to
yeah,
heaven.
exactly. Yeah,
That's
and
what they're
yeah,
doing there.
yeah, exactly. I
Yeah,
didn't even think about that. You're right. You're 100% correct. I
yeah.
need to rewatch those, I guess. But
But
yeah,
I mean,
just when I
shoot,
saw,
if that's heaven, I think I'll stay in
yeah,
Middle Earth.
but
I'll
when
be
I
fine.
saw the armor, I was like, okay, about to get a little
Yeah, yeah,
action, about to give me 1% of action, instead of just pure talk dialogue in this show. But
Hmm. Hey, she kills that troll single handedly at the beginning.
yeah, true, and that, yeah, that was
That was
the
something.
part. That was the part where I was like, okay, it's kind of cheesy. Not
Getting
that, but like
cheesy.
the
Yeah,
dialogue.
the way she did it too. She
Yeah,
like
it
did
was
it
like
behind
then
the
she like
backstab.
looked at the camera. Like, I
Yeah,
was like, okay, like, okay. Just
like okay, we
break
get it.
breaking the fourth
We
wall. We
get
get
it.
it.
Uh
She kind of winked at the camera. Like when she killed it. But uh, that's what it felt like to me. I was like, okay, we get it. But and
all these other elves, they can't compete. But
yeah,
I was with that scrawny elf that was fighting her the whole time. Like, man, you suck as a leader. All these
yeah,
people just want to go home.
I
Like,
know. Like, no, we ain't going.
but hey, the one thing I loved about the first episode, I love the map transitions. I think that's really cool.
I'm like,
Like
that's
where
pretty
they
cool,
show
and it kind
the
of helps you
Tolkien
like
map. Yeah,
understand like
get like
what
a
the heck's going on and
orientation
where
on
everybody's
where
at.
people are. Yeah.
Because yeah, usually it's just like okay, it's a huge world, but like take Game of Thrones for example, it's like they have these big maps, but all of a sudden they're there in like 30 minutes. It's like okay, I know this took like 5 months to fly here, but okay,
Yeah.
but and I love Game of Thrones. I'm not hating on it, but there's like I like
Right,
having that
right.
map, so I can kind of like you're saying, like no, okay, so it's this far from here, and they're way over here,
Yes.
so their chances of them seeing each other are very unlikely, and so
Yes. Good
which helps in Lord of the
orientation.
Rings because like you understand like how far they've got to go to get to
Mhm.
Mordor.
All right.
But
You ready for episode 2?
yeah, it's much better than episode 1. So
So much
yeah,
better.
yeah,
And
definitely. I
like
mean,
at the beginning, wasn't sure about Elrond. In this episode,
mhm.
I'm like, I like Elrond. This is
Yeah,
they
exactly.
did a
Yeah,
better
yeah,
job
he's
with
more
him.
like definitely more likable in this one. And just some more fun elements in this episode, not just
Yeah.
straight dialogue, not her just brooding around the whole time, trying to
Yeah.
break free, like Titanic out of the boat or something.
Uh,
Uh, but yeah, I mean, some funny stuff in this one,
the his dynamic with Durin is
Yeah,
great. I
exactly,
love it.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty funny. But and
It also has that moment where it shows like elves being eternal
yeah,
makes
mhm.
them distant from other
Yeah,
species,
because
you
it's
know? Like
like a year for them is nothing, and then it's like, hey, you
yes.
missed half of my life,
Big parts
like
of my
yeah, it's
life.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've missed 10 years of my life. I mean, yeah, I don't got many more of these, so you missed a ton, and he's like, oh, that was a day for me, but okay, I didn't realize how much I
Exactly.
missed, but which is kind of crazy
And
or weird
and
to
I
think
liked how
about.
he was like genuinely like, I am so sorry, man.
Yeah, he's
Like
like, but it's like
like
I mean,
I'm
nothing I could
because
do
it's
about
so
it. But
short.
yeah, sorry,
Uh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, because like he's not staying, he's staying, or whatever. Like,
Yes. The chest at the end that they open, it's got to be the Arkenstone, right? From the Hobbit.
I think it's got to be right because I mean,
Like
I
they
mean,
just found it.
I would
So
think
because
so.
the mines of Moria, they go downhill
And
after that.
like
So it's like
the way they look at it, because like they're just obsessed
yes.
with it, like in the Hobbit and stuff. So
Yes.
like yeah, exactly. So I would
I'll
think
be
so.
interested to see how that plays into this
Yeah, I'm
this
curious as
show.
well to see kind of what Easter eggs they drop in, stuff like that, as far
Mhm.
as related to the other shows or the other movies. So.
Yeah, something we didn't talk about. We haven't touched on a few characters still.
Mhm.
The two like Hobbit fill-ins. What are they called?
Uh,
They're called
light,
something else
light,
here, like
Lightfoot, Lightfeet.
Lightfoot,
Like I think it's Lightfoot. I think it's what
something
they're
like
called.
that.
Lightfeet. I
Yeah,
think is what they're
it's like
called.
I know it's like a descendant of the Hobbits or
Yeah,
something.
so the hobbits, I guess, aren't around at this time. Like the hobbits are kind
Right.
of
Like
mixed between this and
not.
something else. I'm not 100% sure what the other one is, but
Yeah.
uh,
Some. Yeah. If you're listening to this and you're a Lord of the Rings expert, I do apologize. We do know that they're somehow, and I think they're not even supposed to, I think Amazon's adding them into the lore. I don't think they're supposed to be a part of the lore yet. That's just what I've heard.
yeah,
But I
exactly.
don't mind them. They're okay. The idea of a nomadic species is kind of fun to me. It feels very much like the Frodo and Samwise fill-ins.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
you
exactly,
got the
exactly.
one
That's kind of
looking
what
for
they're supposed to
adventure,
be.
and
Yeah.
then one
Hmm.
that's like plucky and like, oh, I'm just here to tell jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Exactly. Yeah, because you got one, you can kind of tell like she's gonna be one of the main characters. Like they're
uh,
really making it to where she's gonna be one of the main ones. So
but I am interested in their story right now. That
yeah,
stranger, like, who do you think
yeah.
that is? You think it's Gandalf?
I
Do you
think
think
you, I think you
it's
got two,
Sauron?
I think you got two possibilities, and I think you just said them both. Like I think,
Yeah.
and I'm curious to see because I feel like if they make him seem too much like Gandalf, I feel like he's gonna end up being Sauron. Like they kind of like
Yes.
trick you because you don't. That's kind of the whole purpose of the
But
show. I
I
think
mean,
is
they
to
had
figure out who
him when he
Sauron is.
landed. He was like
Yeah,
in the eye of fire, and that's
yeah,
like, okay, they're
yeah,
really hinting
exactly.
at it, so that
Yeah,
means it's
that's
probably
true.
not it.
Yeah, and then they had him like talk to the fly, and stuff. It's like, okay,
Uh,
so maybe now he's looking like
maybe it's
Gandalf.
Gandalf.
So it's like now it could
Yeah.
be, I guess, nobody.
You know who I wish it would be?
Who's
I
that?
don't think it is Saruman. Wouldn't it be
Yeah,
great if
that'd
it
be
was
pretty cool.
Saruman?
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Like,
cool.
because then
Yeah.
you could like see him the whole time, and he could be like this hero. Like he's the
Hmm.
leader of the wizards for a reason. Like
Yeah.
if the whole time you watch it, you could just see him, and it'd be bittersweet because you're like, I know this guy's about to betray
Hmm.
everyone in the end.
Exactly.
That would be such a good. I would love that. I don't think that's what it is, but that's who I want it to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm with you though. I would be all right with that happening. Because like I said, which they're really hinting at one of the two, like you were saying. So it
Mm-hmm.
could end up being none of them, and probably my will. I don't know,
Yeah, it's
ain't no telling.
that's why I'm interested. I think that's what is
Hmm.
keeping me watching their part with
Yeah,
interest.
exactly. Because that kind of gave them something to do.
So, do you have a favorite character so far?
So far, I'd probably say really. Now he hasn't had a big part, but the stranger is probably mine. I'm very interested to see what happens with him.
Yeah,
And I won't. It's weird to say my favorite character because I mean he hasn't really even done anything or
done
said anything.
anything?
But it's like
Uh-huh.
I'm really curious to see who he is and what happens with him. Because he's got to be somebody, right? I mean, I would think. Uh,
Yeah,
so I'm curious to see what route they go with that. I guess like to see who he is.
mine right now is
Okay.
Arendir. I think
Okay.
is how you say it. Yeah, the elf that's like
Yeah,
he
it's
was at the
faded.
watchtower looking
The
over the town that had aligned themselves with Morgoth back when he was in power. And
okay.
so now the elves are like leaving, and he's like sympathetic towards them. Like he doesn't see them like the other elves see them
Hmm.
as a bunch of like scrubs. And he's kind of hidden. That forbidden love thing in fantasy is
Yeah,
pretty
it's always a
tired.
little.
So I was
Yeah,
like, ugh,
exactly.
are we doing that again? But
Yeah, I was a
I
little.
mean, it can be done good if they do it well. It's fine.
Hmm.
And I just like him. He seems like such a different elf than all the other elves we've seen in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a
You know?
fade for one. We don't really see
Yeah,
anything else with
yeah,
else with
true,
fades. But
true.
I was a little shocked when I saw that. But I was like, okay,
Uh,
we have elves that
It
have
looks
fades
good.
now. No, I was like,
It
yeah, I
looks
mean,
good. I like
you
it.
got elves with 2022 fades. I'll take it.
And
Uh,
I like how he's like stoic and kind of socially awkward compared to other elves, which are like
hmm.
all graceful, and I don't know. He's interesting. He's very interesting to me. So
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
interested to see what they do with him. And he seems very competent, but also only in fighting and not competent in most other things.
Hmm.
So
I'm with you. And also, it was not Lightfoot, but Harfoot is what
Harfoot.
yeah,
Okay.
Harfoot. I don't know
See.
why I was thinking Lightfoot, but Harfoot.
Well,
Pretty close.
we're close.
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
And then also the girl that Aaron Deere is hitting on, I think her
Hmm.
name's Broadwin. And what
Okay.
is going on with her son and that sword?
I don't. I don't know. See, because I don't know. You think he could be Sauron?
I mean, surely
Because he's
not,
got
right?
and I figure you think he's was it
Because
Aaron
he's
Deere? You
looking at
think?
Sauron's like symbol,
Yeah, I'm
you
with you.
know?
So he's kind of but I don't know.
I don't know who he's gonna
Do you think the
like.
kid is Arendir's son? Because
No,
she only got a dad. Does he?
no, I don't
I
think
don't know.
so.
Just thought, but
They
yeah,
have a thing right now, but I don't think that they've had that long.
yeah, I got you.
Like it
Yeah,
feels like they haven't advanced. Like he even acts like she hasn't.
yeah. I see
Like
what
he's
you're
been
saying.
saying it to her, but
Mhm.
without actually saying it to her.
Yeah,
And so
yeah. I'm not really sure, man.
I just don't know
There's
what's going
something
on
weird
with
with
it,
that
and
going
it's
on. Yeah.
like his blood goes into it and it grows the sword, and it's
Hmm.
like, okay, is he
Yeah,
gonna
there's a
be
little.
like a Sauron or yeah, Sauron
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
spy?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, well, I mean, it could be. I mean, think like Frodo, where he put on the ring.
Yeah,
He could
yeah,
see
something
it.
like that.
So maybe something similar to that. Just without the ring.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could
That
be something
sword
like
though
that.
is sweet. The weapons in Lord of the Rings are so
Yeah, they're
cool.
always pretty cool.
I
Yeah,
love them all.
yeah,
All the
yeah. They're
knives
always
that they're
pretty
pulling
awesome.
out, and all
Hmm.
the hammers that the dwarves
Yeah,
have,
dude.
and
That and the
everything's
elves
like
know how
got
to make stuff.
carvings on them.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Always something that
that sword is
just
sweet.
that world, in general, pretty
Yes.
awesome.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Man,
This
no, it's a pretty good episode. The second episode in comparison to the first one, for sure. Uh,
yeah. Maybe if we watch them all, we can do a final recap of the season at the end.
yeah, no, yeah, for sure, and hopefully it picks up.
Yeah.
Can't really get much worse.
It
So.
already had a vast improvement. I would say that episode one
Yeah,
I'd gave
exactly.
a 6, and then
Okay,
this episode 2 I'd give like an 8.
okay, yeah, I'd give it a little harsher. Critics, I'll be
No,
honest.
that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Episode one, I'd probably give like a 2.5. I'll be honest. That one I was struggling
Woof,
through, man.
woof.
I had to force myself
Didn't
on
even
that
want to
one.
watch it, huh?
Nah, it was like, should I just give up? Should I go ahead and turn, to something else on Amazon? And then
Yeah.
episode two, I'd give about a 7. Probably it was enjoyable, which is good for me. Seven's good, so it was enjoyable. Hopefully they can be like episode two and keep it going. I think. I mean, I don't know. It's got so much money into it. You would think it's got to be pretty good. I mean, I guess it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be,
It
but
looks
it
it
looked
looks movie
good.
quality, the way it's shot, and the
Yeah,
CGI for the
exactly.
most part's been
Yeah,
very
for the
good.
most part. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Hopefully they
Yeah.
can keep it going because I want to like the show. I mean, like I said, I'm a Lord of
Yeah.
the Rings fan, so I would hope the show
Yeah.
be good, but
I agree.
will it be? I don't know. We'll have to find out.